Well, hello. Welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. Hello, you guys. I'm so pleased to be back. What a week. I know. I'm so sorry that you had to go a week without me. I know there are some unhappy people, but many of you do know that for quite a few days it was for, well, let's see, I go through the story, what happened to me. I was taking out some recycling. I was going to make a cake, a strawberry cake with strawberries in it and cream cheese strawberry frosting. And I was going to be entertaining that night because, it's leading into the wedding events. People just were showing up from Florida, whatnot, and the houses were getting filled up. And so barbecues were starting and I was going to make a cake. And then I thought, well, I got to throw out some recycling first. So I go out to the garage and I'm throwing some cans in. One hits the ground. I reach down to pick it up. And the absolute worst dizzy spell just consumed me. It was like a big tidal wave of absolute nausea, dizziness, and I thought for sure my head was going to land on the concrete. Very lucky it didn't. So I managed to make it up 2 flights of stairs because I live in a 3-story place. I managed to crawl up, get into bed, and then from there, I was in bed for 4.5 days. I thought it was a panic attack. Yes, because it's the way it always was for me. For the last 24 years, I was told, you have generalized anxiety disorder, Andy. And kind of stuck with that diagnosis for 24 years. Well, the days go on and I'm getting real concerned. Okay, am I going to make it to my daughter's wedding here? And so I thought, nope, I need to get to the doctor now. They need to give me some sort of beta blocker, adrenaline, cut it down, anything. What can they give me? Let's just go and let's just probe the doctors and find out what we can get so I can make it to my daughter's wedding. So we go to the doctor and it was an emergency situation kind of. And so it was a female Indian doctor, gorgeous lady, by the way. And she walks in and she hears my story of how it started with the can on the ground. And she just proclaimed very aggressively, this is not a panic attack. This is a vertigo attack. Then she proceeds to go through my medical file and she looks agitated, very agitated. What about this doctor? What did not any of these doctors see this? And so I could see her getting real irritated. I mean, she really was off the charts getting irritated here. And she couldn't believe it. So basically, in a nutshell, I think I've just been re-diagnosed from having generalized anxiety disorder to having just vertigo attacks, which are, unfortunately for me, have been chronic because it has been 24 years. But the good sign with that is I now know how to treat my body, what supplements I need to take, and what sort of deficiencies I have because I'm into that. I can now do what's appropriate for my health versus chasing and going down the wrong road, which I had been doing. So that's the moral of the story. I feel really blessed that this actually did occur. I'm grateful for this doctor that was able to get it right where all the other ones got it wrong. I always did say there was something very wrong with them because I always knew it wasn't in my head. It was my body that was failing me. But nobody would believe me. How sad is that? Nobody would believe me. They wanted me to be a crazy bitch instead, right? So I'm grateful. And the wedding went absolutely gorgeous. I made it. I had to turn the stones in my ear by taking medication, do these ear turning maneuvers, and I got through it. I made it. I didn't look like a drunk sailor crushing into, corners and rubbing and like a dog against walls. No, I wasn't doing that. Previously, I kind of was. But I had a beautiful time. Absolutely fantastic. People have mentioned about my daughter's Gone with the Wind photograph that I took. I took that picture. Yes, I did. I was behind the photographer and I thought, oh no, I got to get this. So I snapped it for myself and been sharing and sharing and sharing. Yes, it's absolutely, I'm so pleased with it. It is definitely a picture for the mantle to never take down. I agree, and definitely Gone with the Wind vibes. And yes, she had a very authentic vintage gown and it weighed an absolute ton. And it was an absolute nightmare for her. I wasn't there, but to get even to the point of getting down the aisle was an absolute utter nightmare. And then we had here, we'll just think of some really nasty old bitty Catholic nuns They weren't nuns, but they had been with the church for too long, let's put it that way, and their sense of control and entitlement was a little bit off the charts. And so they told her she would be fine, that she'd be able to make the curves and bends in this very, very old historic church with very tight, narrow wooden stairways and hallways, and telling her she would be able to manage just fine without assistance. Well, came close to having an entire chalice that the father was going to drink, and the wafers hitting the ground, her not being able to get through doorways, and these women at each bend were freaking out because they refused to listen to what she was telling them. And it could have been an absolute disaster because of their entitlement, I will say that. But other than that, the reception, absolutely breathtaking. It was magical, twinkling lights everywhere with vintage flowers, very vintagey wooden theme. And it was fantastic meeting all my new relatives and his neighbors, and nothing but absolute glowing reports on his character. And I'm just so pleased, and we are just so blessed, and we are so happy, and we cannot wait for the next chapter of our lives. So there you have it in a nutshell. And yes, I did cry. I absolutely was pouring tears at one point, where when I met my son-in-law, my new son, when I met his sister, they go, oh, you got to meet his sister. And I turn around, and unfortunately, tears were like pouring down like a rainfall down my face. I had to apologize, but she thought it was cute, apparently. I'm getting the stories coming back, but yes, there you go. So that's it in a nutshell. I thought I would share all that with you. I know it's been a week, so I figured maybe some of you won't mind sitting through me going on and on and on. If not, just zoom forward. You don't have to listen to my stories. So carrying on, I was wondering about Harry's tyrannical superego that's at the wheel right now. Yeah, he's really been that way, and unfortunately, that's why he's been the way he has been. There's this oscillation of happiness and misery with that. I got this information by watching this new psychotherapist by the name of Don Carveth. That's C-A-R-V-E-T-H. He is a professor of psychoanalysis. Good stuff. Talking about that, your ego is your rational side that knows what to expect, understands the world, and actually is quite healthy. And then we have the superego, which is that tyrannical misery part of ourselves that really loves to punish us. And so Harry's been in that position for quite some time. And also with that there's that turning on the self. And then he has his id, which is inner child, which is focusing on the past, his inner self, his inner child. And they can try and fix it because there's a lot of splitting with that. And that's why he's kind of a collapsed male. And that's why you see him so collapsed and like where he's like broken on the inside. That's what a narcissist does to their trauma victims, is they get that superego to be the parent almost of them because they've lost their ego. They've lost that grounding self about themselves where they understand themselves, they understand their place in the world, they understand, they have confidence, they don't need the validation so much because they're able to give it to themselves. That has been removed, so now you have that tyrannical superego, which is driving, and it's basically at the root of suicide, and it's also the driving of unaliving that individual and not only spiritually, mentally, physically, and just basically crashing in on themselves like the Tower card in reverse, where all this envy and self-hatred collapses in, where you're unlikely to ever rebuild yourself with that Tower in reverse, which is a value of 16, which is you can no longer get yourself back up to start and spark things because you do not feel harmonious with the world. And at this point, they feel like the world is against them. Which is real common with your schizoid. So it becomes sort of schizoid energy. And so I just wanted to talk about that. In order to dig themselves out of it, they almost have to regress themselves and sort of demolish that superego. And that's what therapist's job is to do, is to try and break them out of that mind space where their superego is actually parenting them to the point they feel comfortable with it, and they actually look up to it. It's misery is comforting. Misery is my safe haven. And that's why they say misery wants company, because they're living in that superego. And so anyways, to put it down, it's very hard. You can never fully crush it because it will always be there. But that's what a lot of therapists in treatment try to do. They try to suppress that superego. So that's really what Harry needs right now. Harry, if I don't think you are, I'm not that egotistical to think you are listening to me. But if you are, that is what you need. You need also past life regression, I think. He also, in my opinion, also needs a really good hypnotherapist to take him back to his superego and find out whatever painful memories and triggers from his Six of Cups is getting to him. That nostalgia card and idolizing the past and his mommy mother wound. So there you have that. That is what I wanted to talk about today. Carrying on, Meghan. There was some talk on Twitter about Meghan wanting $250,000 for pictures of Princess Charlotte sleeping. Yeah, there was that two royal protecting officers that, that basically found out she was going to do this. So this is kind of what I spotted first thing this morning was that, she took pictures of her sleeping and she was going to exchange it for profit. And she got busted, you guys. And that was that infamous freedom flight where they allowed them to use that term freedom flight, where it wasn't a freedom flight. This is, hey, you're forced. You have no choice. Here you go. Don't ever come back. She's not allowed to come back. She's never allowed to come back. So we don't have to ever worry about that for anyone who's wondering or has a question. Will she ever get back? Will she get close to the children? No, she will never get probably, 100 miles close to them. Okay. It's just not going to happen. Period. She's out. Period. So I want to find out, how's Meghan's superego? How's that? Let's get down and dirty. Yes, let's get down and dirty and find out Meghan's superego. Speaking of superego punishing, yeah, and when she took that flight, her head was down most of the time. She did have that duper's delight, I noticed. A lot of other people were like, oh my God, her head's down. She's miserable. No, she's not. You could see that shitty little grin on her face. She was loving it. She was like, oh yeah, the cameras are snapping me leaving. Look at me, I'm getting my control. She's thinking, oh, I got them by the pants. No, you didn't, Meghan. She really thought she had him at that point. She was digging it. She was digging she thought she had power and control and this ruthless, dominating alpha energy. Nah, she didn't have the alpha going, but she thought she had it going. So how is the superego of Meghan? How is the superego of Meghan? Superego of Meghan, how is she holding out right now? How is she holding out? How is her superego parenting Meghan? Because that's what the superego is attempting to do. Oh, she's in pain. Oh, do we feel sorry for her? No, we don't. Okay, I'm going to take that. And I'm going to take that from there. And this is my leftover I'm putting over here. So there we go. Ooh, 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 ooh. You guys, it doesn't get any worse than this. Woo. Okay, I'll try not to laugh. Okay, I'll try not to. Okay, all right. It's hard. I cannot be fair and balanced here because I've been doing it for 5 years. Sorry for the newbies that think I should be. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords. Pain, suffering, ongoing issue with divorce. So yeah, she's getting a divorce and the shame button's she's been hit with the gong button, you guys. This is like the serious. Did you guys ever watch the show Gong with the guy with the red fuzzy curly hair? That would be Harry hitting the gong. Gong, it's over. It's over. Divorce. Da, 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 da. It's the divorce of the Three of Swords. Ooh, love triangle. What's Harry doing? My heart is broken. Oh my God, I've got so much heartache and discernment. Oh, I'm in so much pain from all the betrayal. Oh, I didn't hurt anyone. Oh my God, I'm in so much pain. Broken heart syndrome of shame. Ongoing shame. Spiritually broken. Oh my God. She's got the poverty of the mind and spirit. A very big humbling blow to her self-esteem and her ego. She's got the orphan energy with no one coming to rescue her. Uh-oh. Who's going to come rescue you, Meghan? Oh my God, she's going to be down another one. Well, she'll find a new one, maybe. He'll be in a wheelchair probably, but she'll get one with his left foot in the grave. So here we go. She's a lone wolf. She's an outcast, total homeless vibe. She's terrified. She knows she's hated. Yes, blown ego. Both of these, blown ego. Challenging position. She doesn't really care that much. Go figure. Now that brings me to the antisocial spectrum we have going on here. Yeah, very schizoid. This is actually schizoid energy with the Four of Cups because I really don't care about people too much. I'm kind of an outsider. I'm just going to sit here. Nobody's really good enough. He wasn't good enough anyways. My ego's blown. I hurt people. I hurt them. I really don't care that I hurt them with the Three of Swords. And I hit the shame button and wow, I did it again, but I really don't care with the Four of Cups because I'm a bit of an avoidant. I've got this dysregulated attachment style anyways. It's that very cluster C energy of being bored and unaffected by other people. And yeah, okay, it's a lot. It's win and lose, whatever. Kind of like, okay, I'm indifferent. I'm kind of cold and aloof. I don't really care. Okay, I'm missing out on a few opportunities. Oh, well. That's Meghan. Oh, well. Oh, well. I did it again. Oh, I'll find a new husband. I can always just find a new one. I'll rise up. I will rise up from this. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, okay. I'll find someone to approve me. Yeah. And I will get that top hierarchy position. Yes, I will. So she thinks that she could possibly cling on to him and hang on to him long enough to keep him longer. So even though she doesn't care, the shame button's hit. She's got triangulation, probably love triangle going on. We've got triangulation. We know they have an open marriage. There's nothing, there is no monotony there whatsoever. Trust me. It's like total doors wide open. Just you do what you want. Just don't ask. Don't, it's like, don't complain, don't explain applies to their sex life, basically. So she doesn't care if there is sex triangulations and, so-ho-ho days on repeat dial. She doesn't care. She just still wants to make it look like she's not a so-ho-ho and that she's still married. And she could care less. She could absolutely care less about marriage. She can care less about fitting in. She can absolutely care less about her father, her sister, any family. But she knows she should. But she stays hyper-focused on it because it makes her look like she fits in when really she couldn't give a rat's. You know what? Yeah, that's Meghan for you, you guys. Yeah. I tell you. Okay. And yes, I had a little bit of a strawberry cupcake this morning. Left over. I would have taken all of it if I could have. Here we go. Past position it doesn't serve. Oh, staying in the shadows. Oh, no, you don't keep this baby off the dance floor. Yeah, I'm thinking of that movie. Yeah, she doesn't like staying in the shadows. No, you will not put me in the shadows. And she knows she's indifferent, but she doesn't like people being indifferent to her. That's the challenging position. Is she wants to glow up. She wants to be the celebrity. She wants to be famous. Look at me, look at me. And she wants to look like she's healed. When she gets where she wants to go, she can actually heal. But the problem is she gets there, she doesn't heal, and that doesn't serve her. Well, why do I have to stay back in the shadows again? No matter what she attains, it's not enough. She can marry into the royal family, it's not enough. Doesn't matter who she marries, it's not enough. Because she has to be top dog. She's got to be Queen Elizabeth. She's got to be the next queen. That's why it just was not enough for her. So she's triggered. I'd say triggered, and triggered, and triggered. Ooh, she's triggered. She's got the Four of Swords, and that is what's driving her. Subconsciously, totally being driven by defeat. She's defeat in every marital relationship she's had. She's had a few now. Harry's number 3, as we know. First one was an old Catholic wedding. And then she had Trevor that she mailed back the rings to. And they did mainly live as marital couples as a defeated situation because she was too busy chasing stardom. So there you go, defeated. So she's wondering what she can do to get out of the situation and how she can find stability. She feels like, yeah, maybe I should be loyal. Maybe I should be praying and do the spiritual aspect because Four of Swords also is about, meditating and prayer and healing. So she's thinking, okay, now she's on her hands and knees and she knows she should be praying and getting on her damn hands and knees because she knows that she's completely spiritually broke and yet she pretends to have all that, but she can absolutely care less. But she's knowing, I should probably care. Going into the future, well, I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, I'm going to get out of this painful place for more potential because I deserve it and I earned it and it's my right, with the Six of Swords. After I stirred up controversy and war of the Five of Swords, it's time to bolt. I'll find a better place. You will just watch me. Next position, feelings in the situation. Oh, she's barely getting by. She's barely coping. Two of Pentacles. How am I going to pay my bills between work and pleasure? I don't have enough to work with. So it's really the ups and downs of life is affecting her right now. She's just coping. She's just barely coping, and yet she kind of has the energy of really not caring at the same time. It's kind of weird energy, I know. And then she knows that she's getting cut out. So the outside influences, she knows that she's stripped. She's not a royal. People don't care about her. People know that she's really cruel, ruthless, calculating to the worst degree, to the point she really doesn't care, that she knows that after she creates this war and all this, that everyone's cutting her out. But that's because of her own ruthless energy of the King of Swords in reverse. You know, she's so rigid with this sword that makes her severely mentally ill, to the point of being a complete master manipulator to the worst degree of absolute cruelty and willing to kill. Judge, jury, executioner. She is willing to kill to get what she wants, to be queen. She was willing to kill to glow up and to get to that position. That's why she's so spiritually, mentally, and emotionally broken and a complete lone wolf, because she was willing to do anything out of jealousy, envy, greed, vengeance, and ongoing issues. So she's being cut out. She can never go back, and she knows it. Whatever her dark plan is failing. So it's a fail. She cannot manifest it with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So now she has to find something else to do. She has to find some other hard-won knowledge and actually gain it. She will never be in a mentor position. She can never manifest it. No one wants Meghan in a mentor position. So that means her selling jams, breads, home goods, being Martha Stewart 2.0 will not manifest. She cannot manifest it because she doesn't know how to work. She cannot get a product onto the shelf because she cannot do it. She will not do it. She's too lazy. She cannot accomplish it. She's incapable and unwilling to work hard. She's got to cut corners. She will only cut corners and have other people do it so she can glow up, steal the light, make it look like she picked herself up and healed herself through a horrible experience, which she started and created herself from being a vengeful, hateful, broken individual who breaks every family she joins, because she's very dark spirit, and she always cuts corners to make herself look like she is glowing up and she is a mentor. You can never gain a position of authority by cutting corners, Meghan. It will never work. She seems to think she can get there by cutting corners, and once again, she will not be Martha Stewart 2.0, nor will she be Gwyneth Paltrow, because Gwyneth has put energy, time, effort, and heart and soul into it. She cannot do that. Then we have here the Ace of Cups in reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. Nobody likes her. Nobody wants her. The door is shut. She is broken emotionally. She is shutting down emotionally. Nobody's interested in her, and everybody's told her no. She is cold, platonic. She is cutting. She is cruel. She is everything that is not a person of authority. With that King of Swords in reverse, nobody wants to come near the person who's willing to kill with a dark plan to look like she's a person of mentorship and authority. Meghan Markle is done. Meghan Markle is completely, utterly done. She does not have an overflowing of positive emotions. She has an overabundance of negative emotions. Her emotional cup is shut down because she's platonic and she doesn't care about anything, and she's willing to kill for it with a dark plan. That's why she will never be in the royal family. She will always think about the royal family for the rest of her life with pain and suffering, and how she could have, in her mind's eye, with her very dark, twisted soul, take them down, and she could care less what she did. She was hoping to stomp the light out of them and defeat them utterly, getting to the point where they could barely cope, to the point where after she fled, she was waiting to wonder when they were going to cut her out because of her dark plan, and full well knowing that she has a dark heart. She's completely, utterly heartless with this Eight of Cups in reverse. So a complete platonic, very emotionally arrested development, unwilling to ever truly open herself up with that Ace in reverse. She will never focus on love. She will never focus on children. There are no children. Her emotional new realities are never created. It's all platonic. Her emotional new realities are never truly asserted forward. They're never truly motivated. It is a platonic motivation. She can't seed emotional beginnings. She can only seed hatred, only seed platonic connection. She can only seed fake emotional thoughts. She can only seed striving forward with platonic, fraudulent emotional energy, which is emotional manipulation and emotional blackmail and emotional corruption. And that's truly the only thing that Meghan's capable of. Hope you guys enjoyed this today, and I hope it wasn't too long. Then again, I'm so happy to be back, and thank you so much for your patience waiting for me. I got through it, and my week that started out as hell ended up being this for me. A beautiful, beautiful day, and I feel so blessed, and I hope you guys feel blessed, and I hope you have a gorgeous day. Thank you for being here, and thank you for watching me. You have no idea how much you mean to me and how grateful I am to have you as part of my team. We are kind of a team here, you guys. We're a team of focusing on what's right in the world instead of the cruelty and the ruthlessness of the dark. Until next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.